And we can tell you now, Zuma will go to jail.
Yes.
We want to see him suffer until the end for what he did to a generational mission. So it's not over. We're going to fetch him from the village straight to Hoshimampuru prison in Pretoria. And we don't say things that we don't do.
Yeah.
I told him when he expelled us, I said, you are fighting with wrong people. Firstly, we've got age on our side. You don't have. We're going to fight you until you rot in jail.
How many of you still remember this clip where Julius Malema called for President Jacob Zuma to be arrested and imprisoned and said President Jacob Zuma must suffer in prison? How many of you can genuinely still remember this? And if you still remember this, please go to a comment section and tell me, what do you make of what Malema said and now the events that are unfolding, where now it is Julius Malema himself who now finds himself being convicted and sentenced. Right? So now the tables have turned on Julius Malema, as he has been sentenced to 5 years of direct imprisonment. They say in politics, what goes around comes around. And right now, in South Africa, that statement could not be more relevant, because the very same Julius Malema who once stood boldly demanding that President Jacob Zuma be arrested, imprisoned, and should suffer in prison, is now facing the unthinkable himself. A 5-year direct imprisonment sentence. Yes, you heard that right. The tables have turned. But the real question is, how did we get here? And what does this mean for South African politics going forward? Here is not to argue the merits and the demerits of Malema's case. Let us break it all down. Welcome to Izwi Labansundu, the voice for Africans, where we do not sugarcoat the truth. We tell it like it is. We have uncomfortable conversations because those uncomfortable conversations are a necessity. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe, you join, become a member, because we keep it real, honest, and straight to the point. The original call, Malema versus Zuma. Let us rewind the clock. There was a time when Julius Malema was one of the loudest voices calling for accountability in South Africa. He did not hold back. He went straight for President Jacob Zuma's head. Julius Malema publicly demanded that President Jacob Zuma be arrested charged, and imprisoned. Right? And he availed himself, that's Julius Malema, to be a machinery and a vehicle at the disposal of the white system, the white establishment, in its pursuit of President Jacob Zuma's head. Now, and at that time, that's Julius Malema, he was the darling of the mainstream media and the white establishment, because the white establishment was using him to pursue Jacob Zuma. What this teaches us is that black people, be aware of this. White people are not your friends. Right? So, Julius Malema, because of his popularity and his ability to mobilize, he was a convenient vehicle for the system to deal with Jacob Zuma. For some reason, he thought that white people were his friends. For some reason, Julius Malema thought that white people will protect him. For some strange reason, Julius Malema thought that white people in the white system will not turn against him. He claims to be politically conscious. He claims to be a revolutionary. But what kind of a revolutionary cannot foresee such? It leaves us with a serious question mark. Right? Now, the turning point. Fast forward to today. The same Julius Malema, who once demanded justice, is now on the receiving end of it. And what is fun is that Julius Malema and his minions now expect black people to sympathize with him. He's sentenced to 5 years direct imprisonment. No suspension, no fine, no second chances. Direct imprisonment. And this is where things get complicated. Because now South Africans are divided. On one side, you have the people saying justice must be consistent. If Zuma faced consequences, so should Julius Malema. On the other side, you have supporters arguing this is political persecution. This is selective justice. So which one is it? Is this accountability or is this politics? Political irony and reality. Let us be honest for a second. This situation is full of irony. Malema built his political brand on holding leaders accountable. He challenged President Jacob Zuma. He challenged the ANC. He positioned himself as the voice of the people. But now he finds himself in the exact same position he once pushed others into. And this raises questions and a deeper issue in South African politics. Is anyone truly clean? Or is this just a matter of time before every political figure faces their own moment of reckoning? Because if Malema, one of the most vocal critics of corruption, can end up here, then what does that say about the system as a whole? What impact will this have on the EFF itself? Now, let us talk about the Economic Freedom Fighters as an organization. Because this is not just about Julius Malema as an individual. This affects the entire party. Malema is not just a leader. He is the face of the EFF. His energy, his speeches, his presence, take that away and the party faces a serious identity crisis. Hence the EFF is unable to win the wars. So who steps up? Can the Economic Freedom Fighters maintain its momentum without its commander-in-chief? Or does this open the door for other political parties to gain ground? Because in politics, power does not stay empty for long. If one leader falls, someone else rises. The public reaction across the country, reactions have been mixed and intense. Some South Africans are celebrating. They see this as a proof that no one's above the law. Others are concerned. They're asking whether the justice system is being used as a political weapon. And then there are those who are simply tired. Tired of scandals, tired of political drama, tired of leaders promising change but ending up in controversy. Because at the end of the day, ordinary citizens are the ones who suffer. While politicians fight battles in courts, people are struggling with unemployment, crime, and the cost of living. What happens next? So what happens now? If this sentence stands, it could completely reshape the political landscape. The EFF could weaken, new alliances could form, and voters will start looking elsewhere for leadership. But there is also the possibility of appeals, legal battles, and political pressure. Because in South Africa, nothing is ever straightforward. This story is far from over. In conclusion, the final thoughts. At the end of the day, this situation is bigger than Julius Malema. It is about accountability, it's about power, it's about the white system abusing black people, and it's about the real that in politics, no one is untouchable, except if you are white. The same system you use to challenge others can one day be used against you. And right now, Julius Malema is learning the lesson that the hard way. But the real question is, will this strengthen South Africa's democracy or expose even deeper cracks within it? Let me know what you think in the comments. Is this justice or politics? And what does this mean for the future of the EFF? Don't forget to like, subscribe, join, and share. This is Zulabantundu, the voice for Africans, and we'll keep bringing you real analysis. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is